weekend. Coming at you.
Hello, friends.
Hey, welcome. Come on in. Take your shoes off.
Water's warm. Don't ask.
Don't tell.
Well, welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, welcome. What episode do we say? I'm sorry, 33.
Yes.
Trace. Yeah, I apologize. We've been really behind.
Shitty?
Yeah, we've been really shitty hosts lately. It's pure laziness. It's pure laziness. Life and laziness is what it is.
It's like we could have, done it a different day, a different time, squeezed it in, that kind of thing. We're just like, got things to
I like my weekends so much that I'll be like, yeah, I don't want to do anything I don't want to do. Not that I don't like this. I like doing this during the week because I like it to feel semi-workish.
Yeah.
So I feel like it motivates me to get it done better.
Makes you more productive.
Yeah, unless you were like, hey, Saturday we're leaving the state to go record somewhere else.
Well, it's kind of my fault because I don't know. We were settled on doing it.
Well, you got sick.
I got sick.
You got sick, and then
we started navigating to like a weekend thing.
Yeah,
and it was just like that was a bad idea.
And then I had to have a family that gets in the way. So
that's your fault.
Right.
You have nobody to blame but yourself.
I'll take 100% blame
your
for
little
that.
self.
Right. So here we are. We're back. So we're going to try to do better, get back on schedule, and yeah.
I think we talked about it, and at first we recorded because we didn't know what the fuck we were doing, so we were like, let's record like during the week, and then I've got the weekend to like do any editing to make, but we don't need to do any of that kind of. We don't need it. So, but we kept the same Monday schedule release. Because everyone was like, you got to keep the same. It needs to be the same day. It needs to be consistent. Blah blah blah. And I was like, whatever. Yeah. So now I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna change it, and we're just gonna just drop it as soon as we're done. So it'll be a Friday.
Editing is for people who do a shitty show.
Right.
We don't do that.
Right.
Like this show is perfect.
We do it live. Fuck it.
Do it live. We do it live. It's perfect.
Right.
So there you have it, people.
Exactly. Like the theme music, we don't add that in later. We play that live.
It's happening.
We're listening into it as you're listening to it, and then we just cut everything, and then we start, and then we do the same thing at the end.
What does Bob Ross say? There's no such thing as mistakes.
Right.
There's no mistakes.
There's no mistakes here. We are the Bob Ross of podcast if we also didn't have any talent.
With less hair.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Exactly.
All right. Well.
Where we just kind of wing it. Mm-hmm. Make little happy trees right here. It doesn't really.
I carry happy trees on my shin at all times.
That's right. You do have a happy trees.
I have several happy trees. And I didn't know what they were called to my neighbor. Told me that. I was like, hey, man, check out my new... He said, did you get tattooed? I was like, yeah, check them out. And he was like, you got happy trees. And I'm like, no, it's just a standard wood. So I was like,
right.
Fuck, it does look like happy trees. And sure enough, so now they're my happy trees. Yeah.
So, you got like a...
Crunk's got some too. We shared them today.
Got a Bob Ross tattoo. You can just tell people you idolize Bob Ross, and this is a homage.
Only on my shin.
On just your shin. Mm-hmm. He would want it there. Right. Yeah. Shin's a good canvas for a painter.
It's not platinum white, but it's fine. It's Caucasian.
Right. Exactly.
So, yeah. So we're back.
What are we going to talk about? We haven't really discussed it ahead of time.
For one, a new year, new us.
Yeah. I have, I've been talking about this. Speaking of that, I guess that's a good thing subject we can go on.
We just did that last episode.
Well, I guess this is we could do how that's been going.
An update?
Have we failed already?
Yeah, okay.
Which I
have miserably.
Which I said already is like the New Year's resolutions for quitters. Like, don't fucking just start doing things that you want to do that you know you need to do. Don't wait till January 1 to do it.
I still suck. I was I'm going to stop spending money, and I've actually bought more shit.
Oh yeah.
So that's all out of the window. So. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I did that today. Like, I was doing real good. Well, I bought a bunch of like UGA stuff because they just won the national title and everything. So I just bought a bunch of merch or whatever.
Congrats, guys.
Yep, awesome. Go Dogs. But I was like, okay, that's it. That's my splurge for the month. I've done. I'm not going to do it. And then we were, I don't know, talking about something. You said
today,
making fun of my polo today.
Oh, it'd be cool if we wore vintage polos from like Blockbuster or Winn-Dixie.
What did I do? I went on there and I spent $40 on a Blockbuster polo off eBay because I'm an idiot.
I think it's great.
So when it comes in, I'm going to wear it to work and just see what they.
Well, obviously it was $40.
So, yeah, exactly. I'm not going to get my money's worth.
Damn right. I think it's great.
Yeah. So I can't not buy dumb stuff.
Oh, I've actually bought more shit. I don't know, dirt bike stuff mostly. I can't help it. I'm weak, dude. Yeah. I buy shit I don't need, but I want it.
Right.
So I'm just going to stay broke and happy.
I suppose. I need someone to stop me, but
My wife has tried.
That's what I'm saying.
She told me that she's going to take my bank cards, and I was like, "They're saved online."
Right. I've already got
So I told her, I was like, "Take all of it. I'll charge
committed
it."
to memory.
Yeah, I was like, "I'll just charge it."
I do. I don't think for this, because I've changed cards a couple of times recently, but I used to know my debit card, all the information in my head.
Yeah, that's impressive.
I still know my driver's license number.
Oh wow!
All that kind of shit. It was like, and also
I don't.
like, bro, I think I still remember my. I think I finally forgot it, but I used to know my A number forever.
Oh, I still know it. I know mine
from college.
I still know it.
Yeah, dude. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because isn't it like part of your passwords or something?
Nope, it's not. Actually, they don't at all. Damn, man.
If there's any Austin P admins listening, you could probably crack the code.
I don't have shit, so take it. But no, really, if you guys are listening, don't take it.
I need it for toys.
I need that for toys. But yeah, all seriousness, yeah, that's the only number I've memorized. So that's like the important shit. But I don't have any of that. People that like know their account number, rounding number all by heart.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm lazy because it's written down.
Well, things just stick for me like that eventually. You do have a pretty good memory. It's not photographic or anything, but it's still pretty good. But I don't know. As far as resolutions go, like I said, I don't really make resolutions. I just decide randomly to start trying to commit to something. Yeah. And the money thing, that's a hard one. But I have been getting up at 5 a.m. pretty consistently.
I have not actually.
Great.
We've gone reverse.
Yeah.
You've started getting up earlier, and I've started getting up later.
Right. And as someone who's been a night owl for 36 years on this earth, even as an infant, it's I see why people do it. I like just getting up.
You made fun of me for it for years.
But I see why people get up at 5 a.m. because you get up and the feeling of
there's
no rush is great. You get up and I just kind of like right now I don't have I don't have a reason to get up at 5 a.m.
Right.
I just do it because
coffee tastes better.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do it to get into the mode so that I could fill that time between waking up and work. Right. You don't have to be at work until 7:30, right, or 8
or 9 or whatever. Yeah, make your own hours. It don't matter.
But
it's really volatile.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of sitting there. So I've been watching shows, or I'll fiddle around on social media, or I've actually jumped on and played games, whatever. It's too cold.
So you're waking up early and being unproductive still, but
correct.
You're early. Yeah, it's great.
But baby steps. I
think it's great.
But I eventually want, like I told you today, I want to get to where I go in the gym in the morning. That way, I'm done with it. I come back. I wake up, go to the gym, shower. And I'm good with that. I don't have to take another shower in the middle of the day or at the end of the day. I take one shower, right?
Ready to kick its ass.
Sea bass, and be done with it.
These smart waters are good, but that is so nipple-like.
Oh, yeah, I love these.
Well, I was just drinking out of it, and I've noticed, I feel like I should, a water boy should spray it in my mouth like a
this for these waters, and since you guys are listening, we don't have video, it's the Glacier smart waters, right? And they got the little cap, it's got a little blue nipple. This is like a little baby, like a little teat, right?
It's a little teat.
But you remember I think they still sell them. The Gatorade had the big old fucking
the twist
nipple.
orange nipple? Yeah, but it was better for your mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
It fit the lips perfect.
It fit your lips perfect. This one, I have to really work for it. And it gives that little air noise. I don't really particularly care for that.
I saw a meme was joke, or someone sent me about that, was, it was like, how did you learn to suck titties so well? And he was like, me, and it showed a picture of that bottle because that's
the orange cap.
The orange cap.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Teach me.
Speaking of nipples, did you see that thing on social media today about Facebook changing their, I guess what they call it, their rules, if you will,
terms and conditions
about nipple showing?
Oh yeah, because that was a thing for a bit.
Well, apparently, now trans and non-binary or something can now show their nipples, but women still can't. I was like, isn't that kind of weird though? If trans women say they're women, but they're
so they actually caught on to the whole. Wait.
I sent it to y'all today in the group.
Okay, let me look at that. Because I know there was all of a sudden it came out of fucking nowhere.
Oh.
There was a bunch of thought accounts on Instagram that were wearing basically see-through
the
shit
thing.
It was either fishnet.
I never saw it. I just heard about it.
Yeah, okay. I know you did because I send you a lot of them.
Well, I saw it.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was all that see-through shit, and I was like, they're getting around the rules.
Yeah.
Like technically they're wearing clothes, they're quote covered, right?
But you can see
But
everything.
you can literally see everything. So I noticed that just came out of nowhere, and it was like you couldn't open it. Like if I was standing in line at Chipotle, I had to like have my phone up and open up
really
Instagram
careful.
because all of a sudden it could just be titties staring at
I was thinking
everybody.
myself, I saw that. I'm like, this is pretty much really pushing the envelope here. Basically, you're just naked. And then like you'll see the same video. Like there was that one, I don't know who sent it, but these women will like bend over in these swimsuits and like bend over to the camera. And basically you can count the rings on their butthole. So I'm like, how is this allowed, but I can't see a nipple? I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Like I don't want to see the stress marks. That's when I've gone too far.
You see the shoulder of the Hershey Highway.
Exactly.
Right.
I don't want to see the balloon knot. I'm
Right.
seeing the outskirts.
Yeah, you're starting to see
the
where the skin changes.
It looks like a lunar eclipse. Like I don't like it. Yeah.
Right. Some comedian was talking about that, talking about how women. He's like he had a question for women, and he was like, "Is it possible to not see your cleavage? Like you always have to show, like even normal, average, everyday women, unless they're wearing a sweater because it's wintertime, if the weather calls for it, they're always showing some sort of boob.
They're always brandishing
Either
a
the
tit.
top, you've seen the
They're always
classic
brandishing
cleavage.
a titty.
Yes, either the classic cleavage, or now it's like the side. It used to be the side boob, now it's the under boob. That seems to be a very popular thing.
I've never seen
and then
the
the guy
under
was
boob
joking.
in
He's like, "Yeah, I
person.
think the next year is going to be 2/3 of an asshole." Is what everybody's
Yeah,
saying.
I've never seen underboob in person. So, I've seen it like in pictures, but I've never seen it in person.
I
like,
have. I've
on
had.
the beach or something.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, okay.
I've been to some places
Cool, man. Gotcha. Where they offer underboob.
where under boob is commonplace.
Oh, okay. Got it.
But yeah, so I noticed that's a trend.
But yeah,
So
they brought
they're
that
just
to-
full on. So you're what you saw, because I couldn't find it what you sent. But
Maybe I can find it.
so what you're saying is they're not. Are they trying to crack down on that? Where basically these thoughts were getting on there and just getting away with being naked on Instagram. Is that what they're trying to crack down on that? So now there's no more of that unless you're trans.
Yeah, so, okay, hold on. I got it right here. Facebook, Instagram may ban on bare breasts, but only for trans and non-binary people.
Only for trans and non-binary.
That's
people.
correct. They can show their nipples.
Okay, banning it except for trans and non-binary.
Yeah.
Okay, so that just makes no sense.
I don't.
So that right there, Facebook and Instagram, same company, Meta,
That's it. Yeah,
is
Meta.
admitting that trans women, right? Because that's the only type
are not women.
are actually those are actually male nipples, is what
male
you're looking
nipples.
at.
That's correct. Yeah. So, sorry guys. Pretty soon.
But you guys had a good run.
Pretty soon it's- hey,
LGBTQ
you had a
plus
good run.
IA, whatever the
Yeah.
fuck. You had a good run. That's
I'm
congratulations to you. I'm surprised.
I'm pretty psyched about it.
Right.
Actually, I could give two
I
shits
can't
about
do
it.
shit. Who
Honestly,
gives a fuck?
I don't care. It's just that it's weird.
Yeah,
it's in a
if
weird state of things right now.
Dude with giant tits, show them off. Who gives a fuck? I don't care.
Whatever. I mean, just make sure they're done right. Like,
Right,
don't have
just
gross
do 'em- do 'em
tits.
right.
If you're going to show them, do them
Right.
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 Yeah. I get it.
Right. Don't go to some butcher shop.
Yeah, like if you're going to
Go
get
to-
tits,
get the real deal.
Get some good tits.
Right. Exactly.
Like even if like one of my guy friends, like even you, like, hey, I'm getting some tits. Like, okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
make sure they look cool.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
do a good job.
Someone was telling me a past coworker was talking about getting theirs done.
Female or male?
Female.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, I know. I have
just
to,
for
I,
our audience.
I have to like
for our audience,
right.
you need to make sure we're on the
Yeah,
same
right.
page.
This day
Female.
and age, I have to distinguish. I have to actually like say
A woman wanted to get her
female.
tits done.
Yeah, she wanted to get her tits done. She was like looking at all that. I was like, there's bajillion different types of ones.
Sure.
And she was like showing me these are like saline, these are like silicone, these, the different types and what they look like. And I was like,
Yeah.
I love looking at tits, so this is great.
We're
I
bonding.
love this conversation. We're exactly. We're having a.
You're like, I can really bring something
Right.
to the table.
Yes, it was like a what do they call a work bonding moment.
It was a TED talk, but a
Right.
tit talk.
Pretty much.
Cool, man.
And then she showed me, so like, I'm going to get these, but they're like really expensive, and I think they call them jelly, no, like gummy bear or something. It's
Oh, okay.
It's like a material that's like honestly, it looked like it would do with squeezing. It looked like a stress ball, but it would look like gelatin, like it was made of gelatin.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, they settle better. They look like they're real. Like you can't tell that they're fake. I mean, if you do them right. But apparently, they're like the Ferrari of fake tits. And she was telling me about it, and I was like,
I was looking.
and then And then all of a sudden, I noticed after she told me that, I've been have a keen eye to see if I see some that are like on Instagram or wherever.
Yeah.
And I see like, oh, those are fantastic. And she's like, oh, I got fake tits. I was like, yep, I knew it. Like they're way too big. The way that they look, they're not natural, obviously, but you got the good ones.
Okay. I was trying to look up that Anchorman clip when he was like, "Is it true that I've recently heard that they've been using I've been augmenting women's breasts with taco meat?" Like,
Yeah, that's right.
They're trying different things.
Taco
I was
meat.
trying to look it up where it's him and Paul Rudder going back and forth on a blooper where he's talking about different things
yeah.
I've been trying to use for women's breast implants, and he said
Oh my
taco
God,
meat.
those bloopers. I remember that when our Anchorman 2 came out, they had so many ad libs that they re-released the movie with different jokes.
Oh yeah, it's in the
Right.
if you haven't seen, don't even watch the movie. Just go
watch the bloopers
straight to
and
the
ad-libs.
bloopers for
Yes.
Anchorman 1 and 2, and they are fantastic.
Oh yeah, dude! And when they break each other, it's so
It's the
funny.
best.
Will Ferrell holds up his legs like, "Tell me, what does that feel like? Tell me that doesn't feel like a cock." He's like,
It's very
feeling
cock-like.
like it feels like a leg.
And he pretends to be the elephant man with that blanket on. They're both all cracking up. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I like it.
pleasured myself to Mrs. Buttersworth.
Ooh.
Like stuff like that. I remember that. I watched that movie the first time. And I was like,
I saw Anchorman in theaters, and I almost peed on
yeah,
myself.
Anchorman 1, yeah, but like Anchorman 2,
we
was
saw
not
the 2
as
in
good.
theaters together, and
Yeah,
it was ugh. Act 2 was okay, but Act 1 was okay. Act 2 was weird.
Like it would have been fine in parts if it was just as skits, but trying to do a whole movie, it didn't
Really
work.
lost
It
the
was-
story.
it just-
Not that it had one to begin with,
yeah,
but it really lost
got
me.
too crazy. But and after the fact, you replay some clips, and that's like,
It's totally worth it. Yeah. I went back and watched Superbad the other day.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I missed that show. Movie.
That's what we were talking about that last night. Like, Superbad is up there as one of the greatest comedies of our generation, bar none.
Hands down.
Another one up there that's up there, I would put it in the same category in like the pantheon of best comedies of our generation is Tropic Thunder. That's also up there for me.
Well, what was cool was timing was
And Wedding
perfect.
Crashers is probably up there too.
Timing was perfect for Superbad because that's the year I graduated.
Yeah.
So like, as far as relating to a character in a film, it was the best because we were in the same exact mindset as him.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we repeated what they said our senior years. Like 2 weeks left in school, they should be stuck in my ball sack right now.
Right,
Like when he's parked in the teacher's lounge. Yeah. Like, so that whole thing, I totally understood their entire mentality.
Yeah.
For those last 2 weeks of school.
Yeah, those are movies that if they're on, I'm watching them.
Oh, it's comfort food.
Same with for sure.
Same with Sweet Home Alabama, Forrest Gump.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's just as comedy goes. If Tropic Thunder's on, I'm watching it. If Superbad is on, I'm watching it. If Wedding Crashers is on, I'm watching it. Forgetting Sarah Marshall is also one of my like tops. It's fantastic.
I Love You, Man is good.
Yeah, that's a good one. I may have just inadvertently developed like a top 5. Maybe you gotta think adding in I Love You, Man is also a really good one. A lot of Paul Rudd.
Because he's beautiful.
'Cause he's
a
awesome.
national treasure. Speaking
Paul
of
Rudd
weird,
is awesome.
speaking of movies, like the other day was trying to find just something in general, just something different, and I started watching the movie Michael with John Travolta. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah, that's where he's an angel.
Yeah, it's fucking
It's
weird.
weird.
Because like
The
it
90s
starts
were weird as fuck.
Yeah, well, I like John Travolta, and I was like, this will be all right, and it
Think
gets going.
You think he's gay?
What made you say that? From that movie?
Well, no. Apparently, like there's big rumors that he's a closet homo.
Is he gay?
Yeah, or he's like swings both ways or whatever.
You know what? I can't tell anymore nowadays. I don't know.
He's been in
he was
Hollywood long
Hairspray.
enough. I feel like if you've been in Hollywood that long, you've probably
Who
sucked a couple
cares?
dicks.
I mean, he's done
right.
Grease, Hairspray. He dressed up like a woman for God's sakes.
Right, exactly.
If he was, I'm like, I don't care.
He probably sucked a dick for
Hell,
one of his roles early on.
Do you know Luke? Is it what's that guy's name? Shit. Is it? It's not Luke Goss. Is it the guy who played? No. Who's the guy who played in Dracula Untold?
Luke Evans.
Yeah, he's gay.
Yeah, he's gay as fuck.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and his. I just showed Kylie a picture. I was, this dude was gay. She's like, no. I said,
Yeah.
he's a great actor. I said, he's a great guy. I said, and here's him and his perfect specimen boyfriend and him in their 50s, ripped up out of their mind, walking in Speedos. I was like, looking incredible. I didn't know he was gay.
Yeah,
but then I realized he liked to sing, and he was like
He was
on
in
the
Hobbit and everything.
yeah, great guy. What was I going with it? Oh, so Michael, yeah. So like, lady calls us news company and says, "Oh, I got
Where's
an
that
angel.
trench coat? He's hiding his wings.
I got an angel here living with me. He's been here for 2 weeks." And they get there, and he like is a complete slob, and like smokes, and his wings are out. He has like a wife beater on. He's all like overweight, and like he's eating sugar or his cereal with his sugar. The whole thing was super weird. And then it's got the whole Hallmark finish or whatever. But I'm trying to find some weird shit to watch. Like I watched Warlock. Have you ever seen that?
Warlock. No. I remember you telling me about that.
Dude, super wild. Like you need to watch it. It's super.
Is that 90s
campy
as well,
sci-fi? Warlock, I think, is late 80s because it's got that girl who played Ariel from Footloose. One looked like she had like AIDS.
Okay, so right about that time. Okay,
1989.
Okay, yeah,
yeah, great. Look at this guy. Tell me that doesn't look like a Warlock. I don't know what does.
Yeah. Actually, he looks like he'd be like a Bond villain.
Either a Bond villain or he works at Blockbuster.
Yeah,
or well, he used to. Now he works at PetSmart and he helps you with your fish tanks. That's who that is. So.
What did I tell your brother? I was like, when he's got jury duty, and so I told him, I was like, if you really want to get out of this, just tell him you collect human hair and you talk to spiders.
Oh yeah, dude. Or you could tell him that he eats crayon shavings and rolls the shit up in little balls and plays with them. Yeah, you can get out of it. Yeah, like I mean, like if that doesn't like look at that bow in his hair. He's a villain.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, I mean that was Jacob before he cut his hair.
That's what you call colonial chic.
Yeah, except he's a colonial wizard. Like he's with a fucking attitude. Yeah, it's a cool movie. You need to watch it.
We really should have awarded the powdered wigs for just for this episode. Should have just done.
I can put mine on.
Put it on.
Let me put it on.
Mine's still kind of fucked up.
Hey, speaking of like movie stuff, I finished. I know I've talked about it before on the show. I finished. What do you call it? What was that shit? Willow. I finished Willow. It sucks. By the way, it's fucking awful. Even the finale was terrible because I was hoping everybody was going to die and they didn't.
Well, I'm digging the backlash that was inevitable
for Willow.
No, for pretty much like all these like uber woke shows and shit.
They're getting shit canned.
They're all fucking. This may not be a great idea.
Well, then don't put yours on. But I am.
All right.
But I'm bald as well, so
That's
it's easy
true.
for me.
And mine got fucked up in the mail.
You bought the cheap one.
I got the shitty one. I'm going to like comb it. I'm going to be sitting in my living room like in the dark with me and my cat. If you just like peer in the window, I'm just like sitting there combing
with a boner,
a white powdered wig from like.
Yeah, I like it. How's this look? Looks
we
cool.
should go live or something like that, like so people can see it. Hold on, let me get mine out.
Hold on. I don't know, but I feel like I should be selling oats,
right?
Like on the side. I feel good about it. Yeah, this is a great look.
Yeah, see, mine
kind of pompadours out a little bit.
Mine falls. I got like a.
Hold on. You have to. There you go. Like now we're good.
Like I'm rad.
All right, here we go.
You know, so like I'm too cool for the colony.
Yeah. This is a Boston. This is before the Tea Party.
You gotta shake it out.
Yeah, it's flowy as shit.
Yeah, see that mine falls or whatever.
Yeah.
That's really
actually. I mean, this is what really. There we go.
Here we go. Let me just. I want to do this.
Yeah, you need to get your roots done. Your roots are really are showing.
Use this to hold it up.
I like how you have that curl.
I got a little curl.
Leave that curl.
I got a little Superman curl.
Oh, yeah, like if it's like his dad,
right?
Or his great grandfather. His great grandfather. Kaya. That's how you say it or something.
I think. Oh, it's because I got it.
Yeah. I would just probably leave it alone. There you go. Careful. Wow. The way you did that was really elegant.
Professional.
Yeah, man.
There we go. Yeah, I think
now I feel better about the show.
Yeah, this is much better. I dig this.
Much better.
Should at least take a picture of us or live stream this shit or whatever the fuck so people can see what. I guess we need to take a picture so people can see what the fuck we're doing because we're stupid.
Let me get one. Hold still. Let me get that hair. Let me see. Yeah. Right
is
there.
it wild or is it good?
Hold that right there. Good. I got your eyebrow lift on there. Nice. Then I'll get a selfie of myself in this. Oh, I got this little late curl.
You got the little thing hanging out. Yeah.
One looks like semi-majestic. Yeah, there we go. The thinker. Yeah, that's cool. I'll post those later. Yeah, dude. Were we talking like fucked up movies before we started talking about hair and wigs?
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to like segue somehow there, and then I got distracted by trying to fix my fucking wig. No, I was saying, I know what I was saying, was that I'm noticing and I like the backlash that we're starting to see with
on all the bullshit.
They went too far.
Yeah, they
and
did.
Everybody's just kind of like, okay, we're tired of this, and everybody's starting to see it, and I'm glad because now we can just get back to making like good shit.
Yeah, man.
Or bad shit, but it's not woke. That's all, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, like, let's just have it bad because it's just bad.
It's just
but
bad
like,
'cause
if
it's
you
bad.
notice, like, you can tell people are tired of it too because the weird things are doing great at the box office. Like Megan kicked ass. Puss in Boots kicked major ass in the box office too. So people are ready to get back to the way things were.
I think they
just wanna be entertained.
The stuff that's been kicking ass is not stuff that is like uber right wing or patriotic.
No, it's just entertaining.
It's just entertaining.
It's just fun.
It's just the thing. It doesn't have to be anti woke. It just has to be not woke. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to come out and like. I don't want movies to come out and like start bashing liberals and all this kind of. I don't want that.
It's distasteful still.
Just make a good show.
Yeah,
that's it. Just make a good show and stop trying to be a thing. Stop trying to like use your platform to spread your message. Like fucking chill. Just make a fucking good show.
Yeah.
Which is I know we can talk about it, and everyone who likes good shows should have already seen it by now. So I'm not going to be spoiling anything.
Throw it up there.
The Last of Us is
wonderful,
fucking incredible.
Yeah.
I told you ahead of time, like I was really excited about this because I'm a fan of the game. I've already done like 4 playthroughs.
Yeah.
Right. Big fan. So I had high expectations for this, but all the stuff like, remember whenever Rings of Power was coming out and you were jazzed up for it.
Yeah.
But I had managed expectations because I was the things that I was hearing and seeing and reading.
Well, after you pointed it out, I lost luster.
Yeah.
Beforehand, but I was still hopeful. And then it just crumbled.
I think it helped. It probably helped as far as you didn't have like total disappointment. You were kind of expecting it,
right?
So that was my kind of thing,
right?
Because I didn't want to learn story details necessarily, but whenever the actors and the showrunners are saying certain buzzwords and phrases that just throw up red flags, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be a woke nightmare. I can tell.
Leave it alone.
Sorry,
it's fine.
Sorry, the little hairs is getting in my fucking.
It's deal with it, or don't be a colonial guardian.
Women do this kind of shit.
And they just do it.
But so, in contrast, The Last of Us, the stuff that I was hearing about that is that one, it was going to be as close to the source material as possible, like a 1-to-1. Plus, they're going to add some flavor text to get essentially like some added some flair to it. Right? They're not going to change really much anything. It's going to stick to the core story.
They put some ketchup on the side.
I'm like, yes. And then I see the cast list come out and who's going to play who. And I'm like, okay, nothing's crazy here. Nothing that doesn't make sense. It's all pretty much you're finding the actors that can portray the characters.
They got some A-listers.
Physically and, can capture their personalities and emotional and everything. Yeah. It's not, I didn't notice any checkboxing going on.
No.
We're like, we got to make sure we have a gay Asian and a black homeless person or all whatever. They have to have all these check boxes. I didn't detect any of that in the cast list. I'm like, okay, good so far. And then they said that the guy that wrote the original story for the game is partnering and co-writing with the showrunner for the Chernobyl series, which is you haven't seen, but was fantastic.
I've started.
Right,
it's rough.
It's rough. So I was like, okay, and knowing the aesthetic that they went for with Chernobyl, it fits how the world of Last of Us, and the original guy is going to be like basically partnered with and heavily involved in this thing. I'm like, this can't miss. This is going to be
it landed
a hit.
Perfect.
Right. I didn't detect any woke notes at all in the pre-production.
Doesn't
of all
need
this
it.
Stuff.
It's not needed in the story. It's not in the original story.
Right. And so that's where I was like, I had high expectations, and I would have been highly upset if it would have turned out the other way.
It's cool.
It's only one episode.
It's a great show.
But they nailed it so far.
It's a great show. I was really impressed with it. As someone who'd never played the games, just seen clips and heard about it. Then I did a little research.
Well, I noticed that
it's solid.
The game has been like a PlayStation exclusive. I think it finally came to Xbox at some point. No, I think it comes to Microsoft platforms, so PC and Xbox in March. So
I've never played it,
which is probably right as the show. Let's see, March. Yeah, the show may kind of be wrapping up by then. I think it's March 3rd, 23 is when the game drops.
How many episodes
because it's really a PlayStation exclusive. Do what? I don't know.
Probably 8.
Probably 8.
I would think.
Usually, a lot of times 8 is when they start. When they do a new show, it's usually 8.
That'd be safe. Or just
sometimes 6.
Sometimes
I think
6
something like
longer.
this. Yeah, I think something like this. This is like a marquee show. Like this is. I think besides House of the Dragon, which it came second as far as premieres for HBO Max or HBO period, I think it was HBO. Maybe they said HBO Max.
It's HBO.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I don't think. Are they including like Sopranos when they was doing his run? I don't know.
It said since 2010
or 2000. Yeah, it was 2010. Yeah, that's right. So the past 10 years, it had the second biggest opening behind House of the Dragon. The only reason here's the thing that I think is impressive about that is because, like you, a lot of people had not played the game, so they don't know this source material, right? It's only people who played the game understand it. It was second to House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon already had a fan base going in, the Game of Thrones fan base that was built up for 7 seasons. We're not going to talk about 8, right? So whenever House of Dragon was announced, you already had a fan base locked in. They were going to watch it. Right?
We're kind of like the Last of Us podcast. Like you know what I mean? We don't have a huge following, but we have a small one. And then we're going to hit it big. Oh. The second biggest show ever.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying is I think it's going to be huge. It's going to be a big deal.
I like it so far.
And it's a different take on the whole zombie genre, which people got tired of.
I'm not a zombie genre
I know you're
fan.
a zombie genre fan,
but this is different.
It's more. It's less about zombie. Maybe zombies are just a backdrop. And I know fans of The Walking Dead would say the same thing, but Walking Dead just went on for too long. You got too many spinoffs. It's just too much. It's a saturated environment, and so this is less about zombies and more about other things.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be good. And it's not zombies. They're not really the undead.
No, not at all.
Which is a different thing, I think.
Definitely check it out if you guys haven't. Wonderful show.
Yeah.
Plus it's still early. You have time to catch up. You're not even behind at all. Just one episode dropped, so you're good.
I'm glad. I needed something good to
bit of a low period right now for shows. I think I went too hard to the pan and just watched too many.
Same thing. I feel the same way for on the video game side of things. I feel like it's just kind of a desert out there for good stuff. Stuff that really captures you and you want to just like sink your teeth into. House of the Dragon really was awesome, but then when that was over, it was like, okay, now what? I feel like a fucking drug addict. I need to have a good show to keep my attention.
I've been watching Star Trek Next Generation.
I've been going back and watching like stuff that I missed.
Some of it's super cheesy and campy, but it's just, I don't know.
Well, you went through and you watched like X-Files and stuff like that.
Yeah, I did 6 seasons of X-Files, which, what a wonderful show if you haven't ever watched it. You're not a sci-fi fan. It's a great show.
So I'm going back and watching stuff that I missed the first time around that apparently was critically acclaimed and really good. Like I'm going to start Sopranos here soon.
I thought about watching Little House on the Prairie. Have you ever watched that?
Some shows.
Yeah.
Some episodes, but I mean, no, that's
or the Waltons.
I've seen the Waltons. My parents watched the Waltons.
Is that how they watched the Waltons?
Is that wig
shit's weird.
Turned you into an old man immediately?
No. This before I started selling oatmeal. This is what's on my mind. Like I tried to go back and watch. I've never seen Gone with the Wind.
Me neither.
One of my mom's favorite movies of all time. Same director who did Wizard of Oz all in the same year. It's like one time it had the most Academy Award. I've never watched it. I thought about checking it out.
Well, I haven't.
But sometimes it's so old that I have a hard time getting into.
You can't relate to it anymore at this point.
Well, yeah, because
it's too old now,
right? So I thought about going. It's like the whole everybody says that The Seven Samurai is one of the greatest movies ever. Well, it may have been, but it's like black and white and
Japanese.
It's fucking weird. Right. I just can't get into it. So
I know I've heard that, and I've heard one of the things that people say is like it's no Citizen Kane. So Citizen Kane is supposed to be like the ultimate movie or whatever the fuck is what everything's compared to.
Or Schindler's List.
Here's my thing is about old movies, especially like way back when, like like 50s and below, I mean, even stuff in the 60s to some degree is. At some point, I'm like, I'm not going to watch this unless it's like for a fucking class. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing film study here. You know what I mean? I just don't feel like I'm going to relate to this. And even if it is a classic story and they're the originals, I've already seen all of the other adaptations, or I've already seen the ones that these are playing on, that I don't need to go back and watch the original because it's not going to do anything for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever seen The Sound of Music?
It's like going back and like watching a silent film. Like, what the fuck was the point?
Yeah, I tried one. Have you ever watched one of those or try it?
It's
horrible.
It's weird.
They wouldn't have chose to watch either. That's all they had.
Right.
It's better than getting dysentery and dying out in the field or something. But yeah, it's terrible.
Right.
Have you seen The Sound of Music? You ever watched that?
That's with Julie Andrews.
Yeah, she's super hot. She was then. She's really attractive. I finally actually watched that a couple months back. It's not a bad movie.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Like
whatever.
Bed Knobs and Broomsticks and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, all those classic films.
Yeah, I mean the things I remember those from my childhood.
Yeah.
I've seen them, but again, it's not like Gone with the Wind was one you brought up.
It's old.
Like at some point, I'm like,
It's
I
boring.
understand it's a classic and blah 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 blah, but I'm sorry, I'm just not going to be into that.
Right.
Even if it's a good story and it's the original, it's a classic. All the other stuff, the production value of it, it's just
Well, it's the 40s.
I know. I'm just going to be like, I'm not going to be able to get into it.
Yeah, there's no like lightsabers and there's no like hot sex scenes anymore. It's all
Well,
weird.
Just like, right. And it's just like,
Yeah.
it's also half in black and white or whatever, or maybe
Technicolor.
I think they get Technicolor or whatever.
well,
I'm
that's
like,
Wizard of
oh,
Oz. It
God.
switches over to color
Right.
and it still looks grainy. You're like,
Right.
But at the time, 39, that would have blown your mind. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, I know.
Her dress is blue. Like, that
Well,
whole thing.
fuck, even the Wizard of Oz is getting to a point to where
Careful.
I know you're a big fan,
Careful.
but
It's just a childhood
let's be
thing.
real. The only reason you watch is for the nostalgia factor at this point.
At this point, yeah.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
and because for what it is and the time it came out, it's pretty impressive that it's held on this long.
Yeah, but see, now you're
It's
getting
impressive.
into like
But now, like
film study.
Well, yeah, like
You're
my
being
daughter
a film
watches
student.
it. Yeah, I'm like a nerd. I'm like, did you know? Like,
Right, exactly.
And I loved all the rumors that came around the movie. Like, the scene where she finds Scarecrow and they do that whole bebop and they go back.
Right.
And the people are like, that there's a girl in the back there hanging herself. And I'm like, wait, do what? Do what? They're like, yeah, you didn't hear that rumor. I'm like, what rumor? And it was like, yeah, apparently she tried out to be Dorothy and like she didn't get the part, so she was like, fuck it, and she was gonna hang herself on production. I'm like, what?
Well, that's like all
can't
the
be right.
That's like all the stuff that the Disney animators like snuck into the classic Disney movies, where there's like dicks in the background
Yeah.
on Little Mermaid or whatever. The castle is made of dicks or whatever.
Yeah, well, it's hilarious.
Which is hilarious.
Well,
there's another one's like this is like pre-Disney feature films, but this is like when he did little cartoon shorts and it was just Walt and like a small team.
I
or
like how you
whatever.
call him Walt, like y'all are friends.
Yeah,
I
we're
like
bros.
that.
And there's like clearly an animation where Mickey is like punching holes in to make Swiss cheese with his dick.
I mean, whatever.
Like
you don't get your hands dirty.
he's got a little mouse erection.
Oh, okay.
And he's just taking triangles of cheese and jamming them onto
On his penis.
boner
Oh,
to
okay.
create Swiss cheese. And it's like someone animated that and it was like,
'cause
this
it's hilarious.
is for children.
You see how long we've been discussing?
Right?
Well, it's funny you're talking about like the dark side of films. It was Callie got mad at me for laughing. This was years ago. We were watching a documentary like about the Wizard of Oz. They're going like, because there was a lot of issues here and there with that film stuff. And they were talking about like, I guess one of the people, like one of the little people were on there and they're still alive. Like we're talking about how they had like shitty living space. And I'm like, okay, my mind, of course, goes to like, I mean, how much room y'all really need?
Right.
And there was a couple rooms. Well, apparently there was people, they were like, yeah, they used to like party and like get handsy and like drunk on like and party and shit at night. I'm just like, I started laughing because that's not funny. They were apparently like assaulting other people on the set. And I could not stop fucking laughing. I was like, I could not imagine the lollipop kids like kicking ass and drinking beer and shit,
Right.
like trying to fill
Like a
up some
fucking
chicks.
gang, right.
Yeah, like a little gang. Like how you can't take them serious because they really talk like that in the movie. Like they sing and do the whole thing. They really that's how they sound when they talk. So right away you're like, this is got to be a fucking joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me your wallet.
Yeah, I'm like,
What the fuck?
all right, well, I mean, easy. Don't get short with me here. So
Where are you going, sweet cheeks?
exactly. So of course, me like in the 30s, I'm like the pun lines cannot be that good.
You gotta be terrible.
Yeah. So of course, we watched all that.
But yeah, dude. Stuff back then was crazy. And so we didn't have any insight. There was no behind the scenes type stuff. Like
No.
there was no paparazzi running around.
there wasn't,
There was no TMZ back
it,
then.
yeah.
Right.
Tim's.
And so we don't learn about this stuff until someone writes a book way later. But that time period have got to have some crazy shit going on.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying?
They weren't really being paid very much. And like, in that movie too, there was like, 150 of them. And like, I'm sure they were like, just stay here at the Hyatt or wherever they were. Yeah.
Especially like those cartoons, like it's wild to think about it now because you would just never see anything like this. But when we were growing up, you would watch like Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes, or whatever the fuck, and they would like smoke cigarettes and obviously like drink alcohol.
Yeah, man. It was
and this
cool.
is Saturday morning cartoons. This is
Yeah.
like what kids were watching.
Yeah, dude.
And you'd have like Tom like fucking dragging a cigarette.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah, but what would you rather see? Him dragging a cigarette now, or that shit's on TV now?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Tom and Jerry.
It's like that's some better. Like I want my cartoon. Let's go back. I want my cartoons to have some edge to them. Like now, let's just go full bore where like they're like shooting up heroin or whatever.
Yeah, like Paramount Plus has a Nickelodeon
Tweety has
section.
a meth habit.
They have a Nickelodeon section. So now we can go back and watch Doug and like Hey Arnold and Real Monsters. So I'm like, okay, cool. There is a safe space.
Yes.
For me to raise my children if we're going to watch cartoons together. They have Don't Be Afraid of the Dark on there.
Well,
Which I told.
Yeah, I mean, that's good stuff. But
I told my kid about that.
They didn't have the edge like Tom and Jerry.
Ren and Stimpy's on there too.
Ren and Stimpy
That's
had
rough.
some edge.
But like, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. I told Harper, I was like, hey, we should watch it. She was like, it sounds stupid. She's like, why would anybody be afraid of the dark? And I was like, it's just the name of the show, hon. Like they tell ghost stories. She's like, sounds boring.
Oh, you're so adult.
And then I told her, I said, we should watch Doug. She's like, I don't like the way that looks. It looks like it's drawn. I'm like, why do you think all your fucking cartoons are made?
She's into the 3D cartoons.
She's into anything that I think's cool is lame.
Okay, yeah. Well,
so
welcome to dadhood, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Isn't that what kids are supposed to do?
Well,
like, Dad,
kinda.
you're lame.
Sometimes it's cool, but other times I'll be like, we should try this. I'm like, she's like, that looks stupid. I was like, I haven't even turned it on yet. So they're the best. They're so honest. I hope that she keeps a bit of that honesty where she just literally says anything that's on her mind.
Yeah.
Like, it's the best.
Even if it's going to get her in trouble sometimes. It's better to keep it.
I don't care.
It's better
Honesty is the best policy.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Like, we'll show up somewhere that I think is, I'll be thinking in my mind, like, somewhere, but she'll just say it, so I can be like, yeah, she's got a point.
Right.
Like, we'll show up somewhere and she'll be like, oh, great. This place again. This place is lame. And I'm like, it is pretty lame.
Yeah, so she can get away with it because she's a child, but if you said it, you might get punched out.
Or I'll just get a weird look like, you got somewhere better to be? Like, absolutely, anywhere but here. Yeah. Yeah, kids are cool, man. They're all right.
Yeah, no.
Did you get your tattoo picked out yet?
No, I've fired up my Pinterest. And
all right, good.
I'm scouting.
If you don't have a Pinterest,
I told you when I fired my Pinterest back up, it like logged me back in.
Yeah,
I hadn't had it, but for like past 8 years, I hadn't been logged in.
Which is the last time we talked about it,
right? And so when I went in there, I already had a board or whatever the fuck it's called, collection or whatever the fuck of tattoo ideas. And there's like 16 things in there. So I've been adding more to that. And so I've just been kind of checking there daily, just going there and looking for stuff. And some of it's nerdy, some of it's like spiritual, religious, or whatever. Yeah, maybe Bob Ross trees or whatever the fuck. Right.
I'm all about some happy trees.
And I've just been throwing random crap in there. And then I'll just, I don't know, get down to time and be like, all right, let me pick one. Oh, I love this one. Let's do this. I don't know.
It's an exciting time for
I think I'm going to start with something small because here's my thinking about it. It's not about the pain or the price. I don't give a fuck. It's I want to start with something small in a spot to where if I wanted to get something big later, it's not going to be in the way.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I don't want to put something small in like a prime real estate where a bigger mural would go if I wanted to get crazy with this. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that was kind of my thinking. So I might start in a small
It's
spot.
an important time for a young man when he gets his first tattoo.
I'm thinking back shoulder is what I'm thinking.
Back shoulder safe. Yeah, that's probably your best bet, especially for something small.
Right. Shoulder blade.
Ankles, legs. I mean, you just
I thought about that. I thought about here on the elbow.
Don't do that for your first one.
Don't do that for why not?
For one, it's an awful spot. And two, the way that bends.
But pain-wise?
Pain, it's good. They're all hurt.
They're all going to hurt.
But it's where that placement is too, is it's bendy. Like you got to get something that, I think the back and shoulder is your best bet. I think that's a safe spot.
Yeah, see, I don't necessarily want to go full shoulder for the first one because that's a bigger, that can become a bigger thing.
My first one was on my back.
See, that's the reason I'm thinking just like back shoulder blade is
shoulder blade, the middle toward the middle, because you can always put stuff around it.
Right.
But even if you get something off center, you can get stuff added around it and they can blend it.
I've
got shit. All my stuff is randomly
kind of
washed
layered on
together.
top of each other.
Yeah. I don't have anything stacked yet, but I have things that just coalesce together.
Yeah.
Plus, I only do one color, so they all blend really well.
That's the other thing is I don't like color tattoos.
I don't have any myself. I like them, but not for me.
No, I don't aesthetically. I think just straight black is
prison.
fine.
We do prison style.
Yes, prison style tats. Yep. Like color ones, like you said, it can be cool. And also, I've seen.
If I would have started with color, I would have stuck it out.
Maybe,
but I didn't.
I wouldn't be opposed to predominantly prison tats with a little like splash of color, like
any reds, whites. There's some blues that look really cool.
Like Sin City, you know how it was like all black and white, and then the girl
you
would have like red lipstick,
yeah,
like that kind of thing. Like I could be down for that. That'd be cool. Also, I don't like they're cool when you see them, but I just don't know if I would like to have that on my body.
What's that?
Is those ones that are like hyper realistic, like photorealistic looking tattoos, to where it looks almost like real.
I thought you were going to say nipple piercings. I didn't know if that's something.
Well, that's a piercing, not a.
No, I know, but we were just talking about body modifications.
Okay.
So I was just wondering if you were
Well, no, if we were talking about body modifications, I would cut off my legs and have cyber legs. But
cut off your arms and have cyber legs. I actually want to be a chicken.
Right. Just gonna cluck around the office.
That makes sense. I just want to bob around.
I identify as a hen. So
Well, you'd have
I'm a
to
chicken
then.
and also trans.
Yeah.
I'm changing genders and species.
Yeah. It's going to be tough dragging this thing around.
Start laying eggs in my cubicle.
Right.
But seriously though, as a kid, I think it was probably either a movie like, I don't know, Terminator or some shit. But also, when I saw, this will sound stupid, maybe terrible, is when I saw the Paralympics and I saw they call it the who's the guy that
the guy shot his girlfriend.
They called him the Blade Runner.
Yeah, he had a helicopter propeller.
Oscar Pistorius.
Yeah,
he
killed his girlfriend.
Yes. He tried to say he thought it was an intruder and he shot through the door or some crap. No, he fucking killed her.
He fucking killed her.
Right,
Because she bashed him
He's in prison now. Right.
Yeah.
But he was a Paralympic athlete and he was, the Blade Runner. So he had those blade legs. And whenever I'd see them run, in my head as a kid, I was like, oh, they're running at super speed, but they're not.
Yeah, he ran so fast his legs fell off. They had to put new ones.
But they look like kind of like futuristic or to me.
Yeah, it was like a metal
my
grasshopper.
Stupid child brain.
Yeah,
yeah. And so when I was a kid and I'd see cybernetic, I had this fascination with having cybernetic legs where I could jump really high or run really fast.
like that Alien video.
Yeah. I would have the ones where my knees are inverted.
I love that video where that guy, his legs fold back. It's like an alien.
Yeah, and he just
shit.
shoots up 6 stories. I like how he does his arms up like he's Superman. He's like,
that Charlie Sheen was in that.
yeah, dude, that fucking movie is crazy.
The guy's
The Invasion. I think
he turned on and he's like, he gives him a look. All of a sudden, he's in a suit and he folds down his legs like buckle. Oh my gosh!
Right.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah, at the very end, the kid that was holding him out the whole time was an alien. He
runs across the desert.
Yeah, and it looked terrible.
Super
CG
awkward.
was so shitty.
Super awkward, but I like it.
I think it was The Invasion. I think
you're right.
The Invasion. Let's look that shit.
Yeah, look that up.
Because I'll find the clip and I'll post it on our Instagram because that shit's hilarious to me. We found that as a gift and kept sending that to Crunk.
We told everybody that when he was out for surgery, he told me he was getting his legs done because he was trying to be like that guy. Right. Yeah, we shared that for a week straight. It stuck for a while.
Oh, it was so funny. Speaking of old actors from the 90s, Alec Baldwin is going to be charged.
Yeah, involuntary manslaughter.
Involuntary manslaughter. Yeah. This is driving me nuts.
Take it off. Go ahead. He's he's done, man. They finally, which is good for that family for sure.
Well,
that whole thing is.
I didn't look into the story more besides just the headline, but I mean, I don't.
It was a
the
mess.
The Popmaster
man.
Also is at fault because
there's a lot of fault in that entire situation.
I don't know if they have charged them or not.
Well, it was a mess.
No, it wasn't The Invasion, I don't think.
Just look up Charlie Sheen alien movie.
Charlie
Sheen. Yeah, Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie had seen an alien movie.
Charlie had seen an alien movie.
Not Charlize. Charles.
Charles Sheen. I almost spelled it.
I know you did. Hold on.
Just like that. Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
All right. Why is it I know
he's cool.
What's his deal these days? I know he came out.
The Arrival. Would you say The Invasion? It's The Arrival.
The Arrivals.
Nice job. For a while there.
Well, I mean, he came out and he was talking about how he does all this. He does hookers and cocaine, and he was
which I don't know why I made such a big fuss about it.
Right, he's a fucking warrior Jedi or some shit or whatever. He's lost his fucking mind. But then he I guess get kicked off of 2.5 Men, and I think last thing I heard he confirmed that he has herpes or some shit, and I was like, yeah, no shit. But
I remember him saying he had herpes
or something like that. I think he came out and he had some sort of STD.
What's up, Vines?
The last thing that I heard about him, but I haven't heard him in the news. He's not doing anything. Is he doing?
Yeah, I don't think so. He's no. The last movie I remember seeing him in was that scary movie 4 with Lindsay Lohan. That was years ago.
I mean, I think the last thing that he's actually done is
he's still cool.
2.5
He's still
Men.
a legend, man.
Here's the first thing people also ask on Google is like, what does Charlie Sheen do now?
Hey, be honest with you, he was
he's on a.
Here we go. Check it out.
He's on a show.
To be honest with you, he was built pretty good in that movie. He's pretty stocky. He had the whole.
He tries to go get help.
Yeah. He had the whole Riker goatee going on.
Saw you in town.
Oh, you ever see Navy? Was it Navy SEALs?
Navy SEALs. Yeah.
Right. Major League. He was actually a really good comedy actor back in the day.
Check this out.
He gets distracted.
Oh my gosh, dude! Look at this bound. Oh, that's great, bro.
That was great.
Those knees like buckled, and I like how he's got the whole like Kenny G haircut.
Yeah, dude.
It's the only way he can perform that feat.
Exactly. They call him Kenny Knees.
Kenny Knees. Thank you. We'll be back. It was cool. That's a good one.
Yeah, I have to post that on our Instagram.
I need to do that.
That shit's funny. I love that fucking.
Did you hear him like pop? Like, oh damn!
I like the aerial shot.
Yeah, it's
is
the
what
best.
it is.
Because it's a delay. Like you almost don't think he's gonna make it, and then you just like
right. He's clearly getting lifted by like cables.
Yeah, right.
But it's like ridiculous.
It's 96, dude. It's 96.
Oh, I love that scene. It's so stupid.
Oh god.
That was back whenever the story had to matter.
Yeah, really. Yeah, well, it's just Charlie
the
Sheen. And
effects
you're
were
like,
kinda
man, it doesn't matter. It's an alien movie. People were like really gravitate towards alien films. That's the same time X-Files was rolling through. Like everybody was all about the alien shit.
You know what I might we should
fold your knees back, jump like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. No, that's a knee injury is what that is. I've seen it in football.
That's a
games.
torn
It's
meniscus.
gross.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It looks awful. But we should do like here's an idea. Pick an actor. Maybe this is a fun thing to do.
Okay.
We'll do it for each other. I'll pick an actor. You pick an actor for me, and you have to like. You could do a rank thing, but like watch their like 3 best things they've ever done.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's do it.
You know how I've been shitting on like Tom Hanks for a bit, but dude was all time. Like he's
still
America's
a great
dad,
actor.
Right? He's still
like
a great
he's
actor,
an incredible actor.
He's just been making terrible choices.
He's been the bad grandpa lately.
He has been making terrible choices in films. That's what it is. So he's a bitch.
We can do that.
So I thought I just came up with that. Like, what if we like pick a random actor? Past, present, whatever, future.
Okay.
But
like children that are now we think might be well.
Right.
Okay.
Pick a child actor now that's going to be big. No, but pick an actor, and then you got to watch you got to determine what your top 3 of their movies are.
All right.
And rewatch them.
Okay.
Right. Even if, and maybe watch something that, maybe do this. If you can, watch one movie that you haven't seen of theirs before. Right?
Okay.
That might be a good idea. I might do a little challenge with that. Try to vary it up and watch different shit. Because I feel like sometimes when I'm watching stuff on Netflix or wherever, I gravitate toward the kind of the same thing. But sometimes I get surprised by, like, you'll make a suggestion and I'll start watching something else I would never pick on my own, and I'm like pleasantly surprised. I'm like, oh, I'm into this.
Well, except for that show, The Sex Lives of College Girls.
Yeah.
You didn't seem like you were really big on that whole thing.
I feel like I've already got that fix on some stuff. Other things that got me. Like it sounds like sex education to me, and I'm good.
It's not
with
as
that.
good. It still is different to me. It's like a very American Pious, but like I don't know. Like it's coming of age, young, finding love. Like the whole thing, I just gravitate towards because I'm a bitch. But I started because Kylie's friend recommended it, and it's hilarious. Like I like gross, funny women. So
yeah. I mean,
plus,
it's up your alley. But that's what I'm saying is like that's in your
my wheelhouse.
Wheelhouse. Yeah. I'm thinking of like try to watch some stuff that is not normally in your wheelhouse.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Plus, Timothy Chalamet's sister is super cute. I was really sure her name's Pauline, but she's like the nerdy chick in that show, and it's kind of like ditzy and like conservative, and then like kind of find out you get to see her with her clothes off, and she's very like womanly. This is great.
I was about to start today. Another one you suggested was The Great.
Yeah, with Nicholas Hoult and Ella Fanning. Yeah, you'll really like that. Great show.
Yeah. Well, some of the stuff you were telling me, I was like, just
episode 1, 15 minutes in, you're like, I'm sold.
Yeah.
Like that Nicholas Hoult is like
right. And see, that's
incredible.
something that if I came across, I wouldn't have either. And when you told me that, I was like, I recognize that. It sounds familiar. I've seen it before.
Yeah.
But I was just like, nah, pass.
I highly recommend it. I feel like we've done nothing but movies and television tonight. That's cool, though. We're just helping people get their shit together and watch good stuff.
I guess so.
And also get tattoos. And our next thing for you would be to get a dirt bike. That'd be your next big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or a motorcycle of some kind. That's what we need.
I need to get a street bike first before I do dirt bike.
That's fine. Either one.
Which I plan to do. Well, I need to get my license. I've never actually had my license for that.
I think this is going to be my year that I'm going to get the weekend hookup with some semi-famous people. I can feel it.
Think so?
Yeah, I think so. Because I actually admitted
your brand groupiness is
because I told one of my friends that I was a brand groupie. He just told me, so you're not a brand groupie, you're just a good friend. I'm like, that's just putting it lightly. I said, my hope in all this wonderment and spending all this money and time and being everybody's hype man is that small slither. Actually admitting that to someone, they thought it was hysterical. My small hope is to be invited for a weekend now.
See, have you ever watched? You never watched the show Entourage? Have you ever watched the show Entourage?
Yes, I love the boss.
Yeah, Ari Gold.
He is the best.
But you, I think, sounds like that you would want to be Turtle because he never really had any like.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be. Well, I have some
purpose
I don't
to
want to
the
be.
entourage.
I don't want to be a pile of shit except to hang out.
Well,
with
that's what I'm saying. Except he was like the fun guy. Like he was always like optimistic, and he was like everybody want to be around Turtle.
That's fine. I'll be the turtle, but not no skill turtle. That's the little rough.
Well, eventually later in the show, he's like he realizes like I don't do shit in this entourage. Drama's got he's actually was the original. He's got the actor. Vince he's the one.
Oh yeah,
leader of the entourage. Like was Eric as his manager, and so everybody has like a role.
Ari's the best.
He's like I just like party and do nothing or whatever. So he eventually I think starts like a liquor company or something like that.
Yeah, Ari's the best.
Oh yeah,
those scenes from Instagram are
and see he was his agent.
I like when he tells that dude, guy comes in, he said, "What do you think of my outfit?" He said, "You look like a cross-dressing Michelle Kwan."
Right. He said, "You look like Michelle Kwan in drag."
That's it. He said, "Why don't you triple axle back to that phone and get him on there?"
Yeah, that's a good shit. Like he had some of the best
he came in and fired everybody with that paintball gun.
Paintball gun, yeah,
it's the best.
He had the best teardowns. It was great.
I love that show. I need to watch it again.
Well, so I guess it sounds like we got some homework. I just created some homework for us.
Hey, it's not bad homework.
Well, I'll be thinking about that, and I guess you're going to be gone this weekend. But
I'm going to
Monday.
I'm going to Asheville. So.
Monday we'll.
Wait, are you going to post this tomorrow? I thought we forgot to say we were going to start uploading on Fridays.
Yeah, we're going
to start your weekend.
Yeah, we're going to start posting on Friday or Saturday. Just as soon as we're going to try to. Our thing is record on Thursday. We like Thursdays because our weekends are freed up.
Yep.
And so we'll just drop it that night, which will be Friday morning, Saturday morning. Would just depend on if sometimes we have to delay it a day or whatever. Who's the fuck? This whole trying to be, I don't know, just setting on it until Monday. It was just weird. So I got tired of that. So, so the new drop date's going to be on Friday if everything goes as planned. But yeah, I think that'll help with the consistency too. Because, like you said, they got stuff. Weekends, we got things we need to do.
Yeah, I want to get tattoos and ride dirt bikes.
Right. Can't just right. Well, yeah, but you got family obligations and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're there too.
And if you want to go on a mini vacation, it'll be like can't because you got to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, I like that much better. So Fridays we're going to we're going to start dropping the episode. But so we're at 33.
33. I got some guests coming next month.
We do. We'll try to do some more of that because I do like having the 3. But thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, share, comment, leave us a review, and go ahead and cue us up. Take us out of here.
Yep.
Peace.
Thanks, guys.